No objection.
Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Bear Talk. It's been a minute. I haven't done a Bear Talk in a while. Most of y'all see me online doing my blog, but we're back with another episode, and I have a special guest here, Michael Q. He is get my notes together, a body positive massage therapist. Am I correct?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. And for
right.
clarification, my last name is Quinichett. So
Quinichett.
I go, Quinichett. It's part French, part Native American. And I go by Michael Q because one, no one can say it, but also it's a nice way to encapsulate who I am.
Okay, well, that's a lot. 'Cause I just said it. Quinichett.
You got it.
Okay. So, how did you get started in massage therapy?
So my first job was so I'm also a professional stage actor. So so when I started doing that in like 2005 is when I finished school and I started performing across the country, doing different most like plays and musicals across the country. And for me, right around 2005, I think it was 2005. I did a national tour of a musical called The Full Monty, based off of a movie. And when you're a performer, you're singing, you're dancing, you're moving around, and so I wanted to get massages to help kind of loosen all these muscles. And so I was in Fort Myers, Florida, at that time doing a show, and I remember just like not being able to find, like someone who was on like the medical side of massage, someone that wasn't like skeezy trying to give me hand jobs. I wanted like a real massage. Right. And I didn't really know where to go. So I just kind of thought it would be cool. I just kind of thought it'd be cool if I did this myself and I'd be able to help out other performers because then I would be more knowledgeable of the body. And so that was in 2005. Fast forward to 2014. And my ex and I are in Columbus, Ohio, which is where I'm originally from. We live next to a lady who is she's the sister of a lady who owns a spa in Columbus. And I was trying to figure out my life. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was trying to transition out of the acting thing. And she was like, well, you should do a massage. Because my sister's always needing like strong men who know how to like use their elbows and get in deep and stuff. Right. So I was like, okay. So then I spoke to her sister who owns a spa. She said, yeah, I mean, if you go to this school, I can almost guarantee you a job on the spot. And I was like, okay, well, I got a job before I even go to school. So went to that school. I fell in love the very first day. And that was in April of 2015, graduated in April of 2016. And so, and that's kind of how it began. Was just kind of on a whim, really.
Okay. So did you have to do any more training after that, or was that just about it?
So in each state kind of has their own rules in terms of like how many hours you need to graduate and to get a massage license. So each state has their own different rules. Right. In Ohio, I needed 750 hours of school. So, and that's what the school required. So I got a lot of the anatomy, kinesiology training, a lot of pathology training, learning about different cancers of the nerve, learning about different nervous system issues, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's. And then you have to pass kind of like the bar exam for law school. You have to pass a national massage exam. So after you pass that, then they give you your license. So then you have your license. And so you just have to renew it every 2 years. And as long as you renew it and give the state money, you can have that license for the rest of your life.
Okay.
So there's not really any extra continuing education in the state of Ohio. Other states require continuing education, but currently the state of Ohio does not.
Okay. So leaving school and having your first client, did because sometimes school says one thing, but it really doesn't prepare you for
Right.
what
Right.
happens in the real world. So,
Yeah.
what was your first client like? Like, how was the process of that?
So I was pretty lucky because so one in school, part of the training is that you have a clinic. You have a student
Hmm.
clinic where anyone from the public can go to the massage school and get like discounted massages.
Right.
So and they're trying to train us. We don't get paid for it, but we're learning how to do it. So for me, being in the bear community, I was on the apps like everybody else, and I remember I put in there that I was like in training for massage school. So I had a number of bear guys who were like, well, I want a massage, and they got a cheap. So I said, why don't you come to my school, get a cheap massage, and I'm learning how to do it. So they liked the massage so much in the school that a lot of them are like, when you're done, when you graduate and you can get money, I want a massage from you. So I was kind of lucky that some of the first people I ever worked on for money
Hmm.
were people who I had already seen in the school. So they already knew me, I already knew them. So one, it was nice because I got some money, that was
Right.
really great. Um, but because of the training I got in school with like learning already how to diagnose certain not diagnose, but learning how to figure out people's bodies, how to help them. Since I had all that training,
Hmm.
transitioning from school to real life wasn't that difficult in terms of working on people's bodies. It was everything else was difficult, like the business side, like how do you advertise? Also, just learning like learning how to deal with difficult people. If there are people, that people with different, like either medical conditions. So, like,
Hmm.
but also people that are just like rude. Some people are like, you charge too much, or whatever.
Right.
So that's the stuff school doesn't teach you is how do you deal with people. They teach
Right.
you the hands-on tools and the mental tools, but they don't teach you like the street smarts. You get the book smarts, but they don't teach you really the street smarts of massage.
Right. Well, going back to what you were saying before with the apps, I'm pretty sure because when you say massage, some people take it a different way. So, did you get any messages that you're like, okay, girl, you doing too much?
uh, all the time, all the time, and it still happens even today because I mean, I'm gay, I'm a dude,
Right.
so on the apps all the time, I get people that are like, I want a hand job, I want a blow job, do you do that? I want, so for me, I when I first started, my career, it was a little jarring. I was like, oh my God, like everybody wants a hand job. It was jarring to me to have to learn how to navigate that
Hmm.
because I had a small portion of people that of guys I didn't want that at all.
Hmm.
And then there's a bigger portion of guys that see me on the app and are like, oh, he's cute or whatever. And so they want something sexual. So I really had to learn really quickly about boundaries and how
Hmm.
to let people know right off the bat that I am a legit licensed therapeutic massage therapist. And
Right.
so if they want all the sexy time, there are plenty of sex workers in town. Go do all the bad things you want to do, but that's not what I do.
Right.
I'm trained on the medical side. So I had to learn pretty quickly. But yes, so many people, so many dudes were, and I learned that now it's understandable because there are, as probably even
Hmm.
in where you live now, um, there's lots of guys you probably see on there that say they like to do massage, and a lot of them probably do. They're probably sex workers. They probably do
Right.
give hand jobs and blow jobs and
Right.
fuck people. So
Yeah, massage in
I did
quotations.
right. That's so. And for me, I've learned. I used to be like, y'all are making. y'all are giving us a bad name. But now I realize that there's a need for everything. You know,
Right.
there's people like me that help people with pain relief, pain in their neck, arms, legs, whatever. And then there's other people that, you know, maybe have pain inside their hole and they need someone to work that out. So, yeah. Also, I didn't ask, am I allowed to, I mean, I'm a pretty vulgar person, as you can see. Am I allowed to cuss and stuff or?
Oh, yes. Go
Oh,
on.
okay. I just, cause I'm a trucker. Because I will do the things, say the things. But yes, on the apps, yeah, all the time. I have to, it's just something I've just had to learn to deal with. I've just had to learn people are going to be that way. And I've just had to learn to not assume that everybody wants something sexual.
Right.
Because that can go the wrong way. Where someone's like, I didn't want anything sexual. Why are you acting like I want that? So, so I have to learn to really be authentic and clear and open with every single person.
Right. Well, speaking on boundaries, like what are your list of boundaries? So if people listening to this, they automatically know.
Right. But that's good to know. So for me, I am so I like to talk about terminology because there's a lot of words thrown around in massage that most people don't know what that word means. Right. So there's the term therapeutic massage. So the term therapeutic massage, whenever you Google something or you see someone, they have it written in their biography or whatever that they do therapeutic massage, that means they do non-sexual massage. Right. So the term therapeutic is referencing either a massage therapist that does pain relief or something that is non-sexual. So just everybody should know right off the bat, that person is telling you, I'm not the one, you know? Right. So for me, I am a therapeutic massage therapist. So that's one of the boundaries that I have when I talk to people, is to let them know that I am a therapeutic massage therapist. Also in terms of like sexual contact, so I just want to let people know that what that means. So that means that I will always be fully clothed. So I'm not going to be taking off my pants. I'm not going to be massaging you in a jock strap. Right. I'm going to always have a shirt on. I will always have shorts on. So I will always be fully clothed. Just know that right off the bat. Right. I don't require my male clients to be clothed. So most massages, usually you have a sheet on top of you, and that's how, because it's really for the client safety and for the therapist safety. For me, I don't require a sheet on top. So you can be fully naked if you want. It doesn't matter to me. That also means that I am not going to be grabbing your balls. I'm not touching your penis I'm not touching it with my hands, my mouth. It's not going anywhere in that area. I'm not sticking my finger up your hole. None of those things are happening. Right. So I like to be clear that when I say there's no sexual contact, that means that you're not trying to grab my balls while you're on the table. You know, I've seen these crazy massage videos on Twitter and like, you know, where, right, you know, the person on the table is trying to like cop a feel or what. Nope, you are not doing that. And also to be, once again, very clear, if someone does that, I will stop the massage and I will say something to the effect of, okay, so we have two options. So you can keep your hands on the table where they belong and we can continue, or we can stop right now and you're going to pay me the full price. So it's up to you. You get to choose. You tell me what you want to do. Right. So, and then most guys are like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know, you know. And I'm like, well, you did know because I told you before you even got to the office. Right. So those are my boundaries, very clear, you know. And so those are my boundaries. But I like to let people know also that I'm not a prude. So that means that I have a lot of guys that come see me who have, maybe they've been married for like 25 years and there's no sex happening in their marriage and their man doesn't even touch them anymore. So a lot of guys come to me not for the sexual experience, but they come to me because they really need somebody to touch their body,
Right.
They want to
Right.
feel like they're cared for and that they're loved. And so I think a lot of people like me in my work, because
Mhm.
I am caring and I am gentle and I'm sensitive to those needs. So, when they first arrive in the studio, I like to give big hugs, tight hugs, and during the massage, I might like grab your hand,
Right.
so because I want them to know there's a connection that is not sexual and they can still feel like they're being cared for.
Right. So going to for legitimate clients and not sexual ones, how do you make them feel comfortable? Like it's their first time here, they don't know what the process like. How do you make them
Right.
comfortable?
Right. So for me, one of the best ways I found is to really be kind of in their face before they even get to the studio. So what
Mhm.
I do is when someone schedules a massage, usually the day of, I will send them a text saying, I'm looking forward to seeing you at X time.
Right.
And in the text, I send them, directions to my location. I send them a photo. So visual cues. I have bear flags all over my windows. So when you're driving by, you can see, oh, that
Mhm.
must be Michael Q. But there's also a video. So I send a YouTube video to everyone before they arrive. So then they can see me talking in the
Mhm.
video. So they know what I look like. They get to know a little bit of my personality. And I talk to them once again about my boundaries. I talk to them about payment options and about where to park and everything. So one, I find that sending them the video before they show up helps them to feel comfortable, to feel like they already know who I am.
Right.
Then when they arrive, I always give people a big hug. That's really the thing, especially with this kind of post-vaccination period. I'm not going to
Mhm.
say post-COVID because it's still happening.
Right.
But with this post-vaccination period, a lot of people have been sitting at home, either alone or they haven't been touched. So I find that there's a relief that comes when you give people a hug. So I'm really big on giving people hugs and saying, hello, my name is Michael, nice to meet you. And then so that's number two,
Mhm.
a hug. And then three, I do what's called a verbal intake. So I will talk to you before you get on the table. So I'll
Mhm.
tell you, hey, I want to know exactly what you want and how I can help you before you get a massage. So I'll sit you down. I'll ask you about when's the last time you got a massage? What type of massage are you looking for? Do you have pain in certain areas? Um, Are there any areas that you don't want me to work on? Which is a very important question. Some people are ticklish in their feet, or maybe they're about to go to the club and they just got their hair dead. They're like, don't touch
Right.
my hair.
Right.
So it's nice to ask people, what areas do you not want me to work on? And then I also like to ask them, is this a one-time thing? Or are you looking for like regular sessions? Are you looking for a regular therapist?
Mhm.
So I find that three, having this verbal intake before you begin helps them to feel like I'm listening to you, and it helps you to feel like that I want the session to go well. And I
Right.
also ask you if you have any questions. Do you have any questions for me? Nothing's off the table. So
Right.
I find that if I give people an opportunity to ask a question, that also helps. So those three things. So sending them the video beforehand, giving you a hug when you first walk in, and then doing the verbal intake.
Right. So what about the preparation? Like you tell your clients the preparation process and make sure you do this before you come or this. Like, is there anything you tell them?
So one of the things I don't tell people, because it's not that big of a deal to me, is to shower. Because you would
Mhm.
expect people should take a shower before a massage. You would
Right.
think people would do that. A lot of people don't. But for me, I haven't really had any issues where someone smelled so bad
Mhm.
that I had to tell them, oh, by the way, next time I need for you to take a shower. Most people are pretty respectful. So I have a lot of people that come here after work. I also have a shower facility where I'm at. So
Oh, okay.
so every once in a while, if someone doesn't have time to go from work to the massage, they can come here, get here early, take a shower here, and then we can do a massage after that. So showering is something that I don't require, but most people are pretty respectful. Preparation, also, I tell people that do not drink before my massage. You know, sometimes I have people who they'll get a massage late at night, and maybe they like in the late afternoon, they go to have dinner with some friends or somebody or with a loved one or whatever. And they'll have they'll have some drinks. And after the massage, they're going to turn up at the club or something.
Right.
But they pregame before the massage. And so I tell them to not do that. Do not drink before your massage because, and this is the reason why. Especially if so a massage can actually make you feel more sick if you drink beforehand, because massage will exacerbate the process of feeling drunk, you know? So if you have like one or two, your little Hennessy and Coke or whatever before the massage, you may feel like after the massage, although you only had 2 drinks, you may feel like you had 4 or 5. And because massage exacerbates that feeling of being drunk. Even without drinking, people will, after a massage, they'll feel a little groggy, like you feel like you're drunk already when you get, if you've ever had a massage, you feel a little groggy, you feel like you need to go to bed. That's even without any alcohol. So when you add alcohol to that, it can exacerbate that issue. In addition to that, the reason why drinking feels so great is because it helps to dulls your nervous system. So, and it helps people to feel uninhibited to say or do things that they normally wouldn't do. But that also means that if you're having a deep tissue massage, if you want really intense work, when I'm using my elbows, when I'm using my fists and everything on you, you won't feel the pain as much because you will have been drinking. And so there's a possibility I may hurt you. I may be damaging your tissue because you won't tell me it hurts because you've been drinking. So that's really the main reason, is just to protect you. If you really want that deep work, you won't feel it until a day or two later. I'm like, damn, why is my neck hurting? And you may not have felt that because of all that Hennessy you have in your body before you got to the massage.
Right. Well, you also said that you travel, like you do traveling massages as well. Like, what are your, I know that's a different than being in your own space. So what's your boundaries on that?
Right. So, well, the boundaries are generally the same. So for me, so that everybody knows, I live in Palm Springs, California. So I'm in the desert, Southern California, the desert. Right now it's like 105 degrees. It's hot. I got the fans blowing on me. It's hot. So with mobile massage, when I travel to your home or whether it be your Airbnb, because this is a big resort travel destination. So a couple of the other rules besides everything else is that I really don't want any animals in the space. So if you have a dog or cat, I know you love them, but you better put them in a closet, put them outside, let them roam around. But I don't want any cats like rubbing up against my leg or whatever while I'm trying to work on you, And so I really, distractions. I need your animals away, including your human animals, your children. I need your children to not be in the space. Please get a babysitter. I need for children to not be around at all, please.
Right. Because that's beneficial for you and them, because it's hard to relax when you got mommy, daddy.
Yes, that's it. Yes, it's just, I'm like, come on. I'm like, you're on the table, you're trying to relax, and you hear the crying, and so it's good for you to not have your kids around. Send them off with whoever. So yeah, so those two things. Also, especially in the summer, where I live, it's sunny every day. I mean, we get like 300, we get over 300 days of sunshine every year. So in the summer, it gets hot. So there is so sometimes people will want massage outside because they have beautiful patios they want to massage by the pool, Right. And so there's a temperature limit. So I will not massage anyone if the temperature is over 95 degrees. So if it's over 95, I would not be massaging you outside. Just not happening. We need to go in the AC because I'm going to be dripping sweat on you. I'm going to
Right.
be, it'll be uncomfortable for me. I'll just feel and then when I'm rubbing the oil on you, I won't know if it's the oil or my sweat. So
Right. Makes sense.
no, yeah. So there's a temperature thing, then no kids, no animals. And I need the space we're working on to be open. So which means like a free 8 foot by 10 foot space. So it needs to be completely free. I don't want any toys around or any
Right.
clothes, I don't want anything no tripping hazards. I need a space to put my table. I have a larger table because I work primarily on larger people. So I have a wider table and a little bit longer table. And so I need room for the table and for me to walk around the table. So to have a free space. So those are really the general kind of boundaries and requirements of a mobile massage.
Okay. So how long do a massage take?
That's a very good question. So each massage therapist kind of has their own they do. For me, generally, at least in the United States, generally, a massage is an hour or 60 minutes. Most people, when they think of getting a massage, they think about laying on a table for like an hour. So that's generally the case. So for me, I do 60-minute massages. I do 90 minutes or hour and a half as well. I do 2-hour massages. And I also do 3-hour massages as well. So depending on the person's needs, most people, I think if they are what I call kind of like massage aficionados, people who like getting massages all the time, they find that usually 90 minutes is like that's the sweet spot. That's kind of they feel like it's not rushed, but it doesn't feel like it's taken forever. So 90 minutes for me, most people who schedule with me usually schedule like 90 minutes.
Okay.
But I would say, but also I didn't, sorry. There's also different types of massage. So there's also chair massage. So, if you like at events, so, if you go to like any kind of fair or, a pride event or, even a barber shop, any kind of a special event, sometimes massage therapists will bring a massage chair and they will do like 10-minute, 20-minute, and 30-minute massages in the chair where you're still fully clothed. You just sit in the chair and they rub your shoulders and do some stuff in your back and your hands. So if people are doing a mobile massage event like that, you can get like maybe a 5, 10, or 30-minute massage that way too.
Okay. So can you tell us like your different clientele, like who do you see most? Like, do you see like the higher clientele or do you see more like working class clientele?
So that's a good question. It's really been interesting, the different cities that I've worked in. So I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, right? The capital, go Bucks, that's where I'm from.
Right.
So Columbus it was a little bit a mix of both. Because Columbus it's not a blue collar city. It's also the home of Nationwide Insurance, the home of Abercrombie and Fitch, The Limited, Victoria's Secret. We would have, so I would have a mix of people that came see me. So I would have kind of white collar clients. So clients that worked in the insurance field. They are, presidents or CEOs of companies. They're managers of companies. But then I also have people that work at like, Taco Bell, work at McDonald's. So it was or work in retail. Maybe they do cut hair. So Columbus, a little bit of both. And the same with Sacramento, which is the second place I used to live in Northern California. That was a little bit of both. Here, what I'm finding is that the majority of people here are in Palm Springs. Because Palm Springs is so small and we don't really have any warehouses or anything, there's not very many blue collar workers here. So blue collar workers. So the majority of people that live here are like realtors because they're trying to sell homes. There's people who work in the insurance industry, people who work in the medical industry, so doctors, managers, supervisors of the hospitals. I do get some people that work in retail. So majority of people that I see here in terms of their business are like white collar workers. In terms of the demographics, so I brand myself as a body positive massage therapist because of I'm gearing myself really towards the bear community, which is part of the, I'm going to move this, but part of there's the bear pride flag. There's the little bear paw. So yeah, so I have these flags all over my room. In my marketing, I always have these colors whenever I pass out flyers. It's because in terms of the demographics, I primarily work on larger people.
Right.
So people that are, so guys and women, and those that identify as non-binary, trans men and women that are primarily 250 pounds, 300 pounds, 350 pounds, 500 pounds. My table can hold 3,200 pounds.
Okay.
So no one's falling, and
right.
So even if you weigh 1,000 pounds, which I don't know anyone who does, you're still good, So I primarily work on people in the kind of white collar industry, but then also like bear types, larger body types.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of the core people.
Right. Well, going back to that, you also said that it'd be bigger people get discriminated against. Like, have you seen that with other massage therapists? Like,
yeah.
Why is that?
So that's a good question. So I'm still trying to figure out why. But so I've had a number of clients tell me that they're grateful that I really kind of cater towards larger people, because they've told me some stories where like they will go to see a massage therapist, they'll open the door, the massage therapist looks at them and says, "Oh, you're too fat, I don't want to work on you," and close the door on them. I'm like rude. Like, what the fuck? That's so rude, So right, I've had situations, or like I've had bigger clients who go into a spa and they already feel maybe a little uncomfortable with their body, but they know they want a massage. So they'll go into a spa and they feel like they're getting all of these weird looks from like the receptionist. And then when, the massage therapist comes and takes them to the room, the massage therapist is kind of rolling their eyes and, right. Like they don't want to work on this big person. So a lot of people who come see me have like horror stories, honestly, about and right. trauma stories about going to get a massage. And so a lot of them are really uncomfortable getting one from whether it be an independent practitioner like me or at a spa, because they had so many just kind of negative experiences, which is one of the reasons why I have a very active online presence on Instagram and on TikTok and on Facebook, because then people can see me talking about how I care about you. Doesn't matter how big or small you are, and it helps them to feel more comfortable. But yeah, so many stories. I had crazy stories of people who have had bad experiences.
Oh, wow. Well, to tell the truth, that's not shocking, because any other space, right. They kind of get the same discrimination. So that's not really shocking. Yeah. Well, it is shocking, but it's not shocking at the same time.
Yeah, I tell people the massage community is not different than any other, fat people overall are just discriminated against. And, in TV, you think about any fat actors are usually like the best friend who we make fun of. They're always eating Twinkies.
Right.
They're usually dumb or stupid. Yeah, the comic relief, It's like I just saw Cruella, which was great. It was a great movie. I loved it. It was great. Emma Stone was great. Emma Thompson was great. But her two best friends, one, and that's different because it's based off of a Disney, comic. Movie. So the movie. It's a little different, but even in Disney, it's like, she had two best friends. One was like kind of the skinny, smart one. And then she had kind of the dumb, fat one who was always eating food. I'm like,
right.
So we're discriminated in entertainment. Even when you go to Starbucks, it's like any fat person that orders a Frappuccino, people behind them are snickering, they're
Right.
discriminated against our family. Some of our families are like, why are you so big? Like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Um, so we're discriminated in so many, we're in sports,
Oh yeah.
um, even, we when the fashion industry, we know that, women have to be like a little tiny, they have to be skinny as hell to be able
Right.
to walk the runway. So we're really discriminated in so many facets of the world, and the massage industry is not any different.
Right. So as a massage therapist, do you go to other massage therapists and do you critique their work their work sometimes? Like,
Absolutely.
maybe
Yes.
maybe you
Yeah.
should go back to school, or maybe you need to do a little bit more training.
So I would never say that to their face, because I think
Right.
that's a little, but internally, yes, because it's like any job,
Mhm.
if I were an accountant and I needed my taxes done by somebody else, I want to judge how well they doing, So
Right.
I get massages. I try to get one at least once a month,
Mhm.
ideally once every 2 weeks, because I know I need it. But yeah, so for me, because there's so many different types of massages, so many different types of people.
Right.
Anytime I get a massage, I am always internally critiquing it, of course,
Right.
but that's always it's always the rub, because I'm coming to you because I trust you.
Right.
Um, but yes, I'm always, but also the opposite is true. So like when I get a massage, sometimes I'm like, oh, I like what you did. And then
Right.
I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that move. I'm gonna steal
Right.
that thing you did. I'm gonna start doing that. So sometimes, so it does go both ways. Where I do, a lot of times I'll get massages, and because these other therapists have different training than I do,
Mhm.
they'll have a whole different toolbox,
Right.
whole new set of tools that I've never used before. So, and that helps me, it helps me to be a better therapist, to get massages from a whole bunch of different people, from men, from women,
Right.
from those, anyone who's, trans, anyone who's non-binary, from people that are larger, people that are smaller, people that do different types of massage. It's nice to get different types of, like, hot stone massage, or like I specialize in sports and Thai massage, or so it's great to get all different types of massages, because yes, I will critique you internally, but I'm always learning stuff too.
Right. So where do you see your business and career going from like 10 years from now? Like where do you want to be in 10 years?
So for me, it's always funny when I think about this, but I think all of us have kind of dreams and aspirations of what we want to be, what we want to
Mhm.
do. And honestly, I mean, I can say that I'm living the dream.
Okay.
When people ask me, what do you want to do 5 years from now? I'm like, I want to be living in Palm Springs doing massage. I'm actually doing the thing that I want to do for the rest of my life. And so what's great about where I'm at now is that now and what's great about massage is that, and being your own boss, is that you have freedom. So now
Mhm.
I have the freedom to be able to travel. So I do want to travel. So when people ask me like what I want to be doing, or what do I want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now,
Mhm.
I want to be in the same location. I want to still be in Palm Springs, but I want to have traveled a lot more. And I want to learn a lot more massage. So I want to travel to, my number one place is Chiang Mai in Thailand, because
Mhm.
I want to learn more about Thai massage. I want to go to Thailand. I love I love their culture. So I
Right.
want to visit so many other places and get massage. So I would love to go to Rome and get a massage, in Italy. I would love to get a massage in Berlin. I would love to go to Rio de Janeiro. I'd love to
Right.
get one in Chile. A massage in South Africa or Mozambique. So it would be great to get massages from or from Hawaii. Lomi Lomi. So it would be
Mhm.
great to be able to live in Palm Springs, do massage as I do, but
Right.
be able to travel and be able to learn different types of massage and get different types of massage from all
Right.
these other places across the world.
Okay. So, just being massage is your main love. What do you have any plans for like other projects you want to do or anything in the future for that?
In relation to massage, you're saying?
No, I'm saying outside of massage, because we know that's your
Ah,
main, you know, your
yes.
main job
Right.
and your main dream. But like any other projects like you want to do or you got plans on doing?
So I'm glad actually you mentioned that because like I mentioned earlier, so I was a professional stage actor before. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, that love has not gone away. It's still been there,
Right,
but it didn't pay the bills. So I had to figure out what job can I get that can pay the bills. And I found that through massage therapy.
right,
So now that I am getting a little bit more kind of well known and established here in Palm Springs, I want to go back to that. I want to do both. So I actually am going to begin to audition for some theater companies again, and hopefully I can find a way to do both. So there's some local companies in town, and hopefully I can do some stage productions there.
mm-hmm.
One of the best things about living in Palm Springs that I'm only 2 hours from LA. So I look forward to going to LA and auditioning for a lot of stage things there. And there's also film and TV. So I'm looking forward to kind of learning more about the film and television industry. And who knows? I auditioned for Tyler Perry. I might be in your state, you know, I
Right,
might be in one of his films. So for me, I look forward to really dabbling into my first love again, now that I have a career that's stable.
mm-hmm.
And what's great about my career is that although each state has their own rules of massage. If I, for instance, was going to work with an industry outside of California, like if I was going to go to New York,
Right,
I can get licensed in the state of New York. So because Ohio has such a high, the requirements to be a therapist in Ohio are so high that it would be fairly easy for me to transfer to different states. And so it would be nice to be able to work in different states, do a show, like, work on a project, a film project for a month or 2 or 3 months, and then
right.
come back to Palm Springs as still my home base. So that's kind of how I see my life, is doing massage for the rest of my life, but being able to every once in a while dabble into these other kind of realms of entertainment.
Right. So my last question is, where can everybody find you? Tell them where you know your social media, your website. Everything.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So for me, my most used social platform is Instagram. So you can find me under the handle Body Positive Massage Therapy. And I'm also on Facebook. You can also, once again, you can just literally type in there Body Positive Massage Therapy. You'll find me there. Twitter, my handle is Michael QLMT, licensed massage therapist. I am on TikTok under, I think I'm under Body Positive Massage. That's my handle on TikTok. YouTube, you can Google either Michael Q's Palm Springs Massage or Body Positive Massage Therapy. I'm sure you'll find me. I have lots of videos on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Yep, that's where you can find me. If you want to go to my actual website, you can go to michaelqmassage.com, and that will give you access to all of the other social platforms.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show. I had a great time. You were very informative.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And it's nice to be able to talk really about issues that deal with the bear community. Because I feel like there's not very many massage therapists that specialize in working with those with bigger bodies. And that is, as far as I know, I'm really one of the only few that has an active social media presence that wants to help them to realize that you're perfect exactly where you are. You don't need to change anything, and you have therapists out there that really want to that are not sexual, that actually want to help you with like your mental health and want to help you with your body, helping you to feel better about yourself. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I'm in Palm Springs. If you're ever here for any of our bear events, which we have a lot of, by all means, look me up, michaelqmassage.com. I would love to be able to see you. And that's great. And thank you for having me on here.
Well, no problem at all. So if you want to catch this episode in the future, well, if you want to catch this episode, it will be on my YouTube channel, The Big Boy Project, and also on my website, The Bears Network. So go check them out, please. Subscribe, and thank y'all for watching.